Hey everybody, coming at you from out in the wilderness. And we have behind the camera,
Hey,
Nick. Today, I'm trying out my new Hidden Woodsmen Deep Woods Ruck. It's a 35 liter pack. And one of the things that I love about Hidden Woodsmen is how they like to explore outside the box with camo. And this is a camo I'd never heard of. This is called Pencott Greenzone. Isn't it cool? I love it. We're going to talk more about that later. And we're going to talk about the capacity of this and some of the construction and the way it's built and how I've got it packed. I'm going to pull the contents out to show you what all you can get in a 35 liter pack. And then while I'm at it, towards the end of the video, I'm going to explain. I'm not going to go real in-depth on everything in this pack, but I am going to go through the parts of my sleep system to answer some questions I've been asked in the pack. In the past, not in the pack.
well, it is in the pack, isn't it?
Yes, it is in the pack. All right, first what we're going to do, we're going to take a little walk and I'm going to see how this thing feels. I'm going to see how comfortable it is and how it feels. And this does have a kidney belt, unlike my day ruck from Hidden Woodsmen that's 25 liter. That's what Nick's got on. Nick's more of a minimalist. He doesn't like to carry a ton of gear. He likes to suffer. Don't you, Nick?
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna show you a little bit of it too and compare it to this one. All right? We ready to go for a short hike?
Sounds good.
All right, let's go. So far, so good. This thing seems pretty comfortable to me. We're going to see how this does with these side pouches, how I'm fitting through kind of a tight quarter.
Oop.
What?
I'm watching the camera here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, kind of watch where you're going.
I have to go through this too.
Yeah, you do.
Luckily, I can film with one hand.
All right, well, that seems to be enough walking around. There's only so much walking around that a viewer can watch. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the pack off and I'm going to talk about it, and then we're going to go through the contents of it. All right. So, and then I'm going to compare it to Nick's pack, which he has on. All right, so let's take this thing off. Like I said, it has a waist belt, kidney belt, shoulder straps, cross strap. Now what I'm going to do, you don't have to load this thing down like I have. Let's have a look at what I've done to it. Okay, for starters, as with all of the Hidden Woodsman stuff, they have a place for an axe, to carry an axe. All right, and today I have I don't even know how to pronounce it, but this is it's made in Spain. It's like a Hachas Yarrega or something. But this is a Basque axe, and I love Basque axes simply because, well, this is the camp length, and that's, you really don't want to go much larger than that on this thing right here. But on a Basque axe, if you break the handle, it's a tapered fit. It drives through like a tomahawk, so you could make another one out in the woods if you had to. But anyway, that's what I carry in that. It's a sleeve here for carrying an axe.
And I'm personally a big fan of that feature of it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's
right
always
there.
a problem trying to figure out where you want to put the axe, and you don't want to clog up room inside of it by sticking an axe in there.
Exactly, or tomahawk.
Nor trying to keep it closed.
Right. Now on this thing right here, the straps, you can unfold the length and you can put your sleeping bag either underneath it, or you can put it, let's see, no, you can't put it on top of this one. Some of them have the straps going all the way over, but this one doesn't. You can put them underneath it, but for me, I opted to make my own little straps and put it in here. Now also make note that this, my sleep kit, I've got that going through a loop for in case it moves. This is a 10-liter dry bag. Now you got to make note here that the last thing you want wet is your sleep gear. So I put it, instead of a compression sack, I put it in a dry bag. All right. And now see, I've made these little straps to hold it on, and so all I'm going to do is click it back on. And as you can see, this pack has webbing on the bottom of it. Okay, so that you can do this kind of stuff. Now let's set it down. Well, let's show you the back side here first. There's the straps, and every bit of this is the Pencott Greenzone camo. It's got a mesh back on it right here, so that during the summertime you won't be sweating. It'll give you a little bit of place to dry right there. Now let's flip it around to the front. Let's have a look. Let's click these. Got the Hidden Woodsmen emblem on it right there. Now on the very, very top, you got a drawstring right here. This is something else I'm going to talk about too. What's in the top of it. Nick, that camera's not too close, is it?
No.
Okay.
If anything, it'd be closer.
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
I can't zoom on here.
Oh yeah, okay. All right. So let's have a look at what we've got in here. Well, actually, before I do that, let's look at these side pockets. And well, actually, before we do that, I'm gonna pull off Nick's pack and we're gonna take a look at it. All right, and compare it to this one real quick. All right.
Huh?
This is the 25-liter Day Ruck. This is the 35-liter Deep Woods. Okay. Now, you lift it up. The Deep Woods has a mesh pocket zipper pouch in the top, which is similar to what you would see in the lid of an Alice pack. Okay. Now let's click this. Take a look at this. And underneath of this, there's no pocket. But it does have these. Now this has got the drawstring where you can pull everything closed. Now the Day Ruck here has flaps that you can expose your gear that way, kind of cover it up. Okay, that's one of the differences. Now on the side of this, like I said, this is only 25 liters. This one, it has the place for an axe or a hatchet. On the sides, it has Molly webbing, Molly style webbing. It has pretty much the same shoulder straps. This just doesn't have a kidney belt, and that's what pretty much makes this a Day Ruck. 25 liters. Now, this is 35 liters, so I would guess that these side pouches, the middle pocket here is pretty close to that. So I'd say these are roughly in the neighborhood of 5 liters. Now, I want to show you something. I think it's on this side. I want to start with this side, because you take your pack off and you set it down on the ground, you unclick this part, and right there in red is my first aid kit. Okay, it's always over here right where I can pull it out. All right, now sometimes even I'll tie a red string to it or a red ribbon and have it hanging out so I can grab it and pull it out in a hurry. All right, so there's that. This is my little kit for this is like a navigation kit. This is a compass, a whistle, and a signal mirror. All right, because I like to have that right there on top. And then over here, I feel like everybody should carry some sort of a big signal device, like an orange flag. Now, this is also a Hidden Woodsman product. And what I like to do is I like to fold up my silky gome boy inside the flag. Now, sometimes you can put socks over these to protect this, keep this edge from messing up your pack. But I just go ahead and put it in here. Now, this flag is good right here for not only for signaling, but during deer season, I'll hang this up over my shelter. And also, if you wander off during the day, you'll be able to find your shelter. All right, so let's lay that right there. We've got this, this, this. Then you've got room for water. All right, very large water pouch. And I did check, and a 2-liter water bottle, if you're apt to carry one, will fit in that side pouch.
Huh.
All right, isn't that neat? Now let's take a look over here on this side. It's got the Fast-Tex buckles. Let's lift that up. And up in the top, we have 2 of those folded cups. Maybe use one for coffee or porridge, and the other for porridge or coffee or whatever. Have a hot drink and a hot meal. Pull this out, and this is going to be interesting. Inside this bag, now remember, this is just the side pouch. You got your Happy Camper coffee cup. You have a small pot for either eating out of or cooking out of. And then you have your large pot with a lid for hanging over a fire. And then there's some other odds and ends inside there. All right, so, and then here's the bag for it. Let's put that inside there. So that is just, this is just the side pouches. Can you see everything from there, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay. That's just the side pouches. All right. Now let's get back in here to the main part of the pack. Let's have a look at what's inside here. This is another interesting thing that's going to answer. Now another thing, due to this pack, the way it is a very, very tall pack like this, instead of putting smaller items in, I like to make my items tall. Okay? Now here's one of the tall items that's going to be part of the sleep system right there. And I have no doubt with these 3 items, you can be comfortable at any temperature. Now right in here, this is yet another Hidden Woodsman product. And I keep cordage in it for like guy lines and ridge lines and whatever I want to do. All right, so let's put this over here. These are stakes for my shelter. This is a tarp, a lightweight tarp, black on the outside, reflective on the inside. Now we're not going to set that up today because we don't really want to distract. We don't want to go too off in left field. The only left field I'm going to do is this sleep system. All right, so we have a tarp, we have that. Now this, you're not out in the woods to fatten up. This represents a good 3 days in food, okay, and coffee. We got food and coffee in here. There's one ladle in here. There's some eating utensils. There's like rice and quinoa and dried beans and coffee. You're not, as long as you've got, as long as you've got a way of procuring water. And inside here, there's some other stuff in here. There's a plate and a water filter and a couple of cups. So here's the thing about this: as long as you have a place to keep water, okay, a water filter, something to cook in, and a bunch of beans, rice, and quinoa like this, you're good to go for at least 3 days, no problem. Maybe longer, because you're not really out here to get fat. Okay. Now let's look inside here real quick. As usual. Oh, wait a minute! I forgot. Look at this. Not only did I pull out a cook kit, this was another thing. Not only did I pull out the cook kit and those extra cups, but in the bottom here, I have orange tape for trail marking, and then I have my fire kit. All right. Now the thing about a fire kit is you want it in a hard case to either keep from crushing your matches or pushing the button of your lighter. Okay. That's why you want that in there. So, I forgot that was in there. I meant to tell you, I meant to kind of showcase to you that on that one side we had a fire kit, trail marking tape, cook pot, another pot, and a cup, and now all of that was in the side pouch right there. Now, I would also say that if you were foraging for wild edibles, or if you're apt to bring a fishing rod, you could really survive for, or should I say camp, for like a week. All right. Let's take a look inside. The thing about this is this material is 500D. Now, D stands for denier, or maybe in certain parts of the world might be denier. I don't know, but down south we call it denier. But denier is a rating of the thickness and density of a single fiber. Okay, and it's like a lot of tents are going to be like 60D to 80D, and I don't know, maybe blue jeans are like 100D, I think, but this is 500D waterproof material. It's some good stuff. Now, as usual, on the inside here, he makes the inside, the bottom and the back orange. And the reason he does that is because it sort of lightens up the inside to where you can see it better. Now on the back side, this is a little feature here he's added. To help stiffen up the back in this pocket here, he's got a piece of plastic here, which I think is interesting because you could either use this as a cutting board, or you could get another cutting board similar to this in size and slide it into that pocket. And I think what I'm going to do, people have seen my videos before, I had a plexiglass table. And it was a piece of plexiglass with 4 holes in it. And what I would do is I would carry it out in the woods with me, and I would carve some sticks for legs, and I would have a little table. And if mine doesn't fit this, I'm going to have to dig it out and find it. If it doesn't fit it, I'm going to make a new one to fit that. But that's a pretty nice pocket right there. So there you go. There's the pack right there. All right. Mm-hmm. So I absolutely love this. The Deep Woods 35-liter pack. And like I said, one of the things that I love about Hidden Woodsmen is, I mean, I like woodland camo. I love woodland camo, but some of these new patterns that he's experimenting with are just spectacular. This Nick's pack here, the Day Ruck, is the ATAX Intermediate Extreme, or what's known as ATAX IX. I like that. And then this one, and I had heard of this before I got that pack, but this I've never heard of, the Pencott Greenzone. Oh, and another thing about it, this pattern, this camo pattern, is what they call an omnidirectional pixelated pattern. And the idea behind that is there's only 4 colors in this, but from a distance, those 4 colors tend to blend in a certain way. That's what the omnidirectional pixelated part of it is. So, all right, that's it on the pack for now. Real quick, like, I'm gonna go over some stuff for this sleep system, which, let's see, this, and this. Okay, this right here now, because I was looking, and for deep winter, the MSS, the Modular Military Sleep System, is 11 pounds total. And then my M1949 mountain bag is 10 pounds. And the total of this is 5 to 6 pounds. And with this system, I think you can go down to the temps just as low as you can otherwise. And in the future, I have another shelter I'm going to show called Dave's Dome. It's made out of a golf cart cover, and I'm going to it's going to get cold in about a month, really cold, so I'm going to try this system out. But let's lay this on the ground right over there on a flat spot, and I'm just going to explain real quick some of the ins and outs of this system and my philosophy on it. Okay. All right, here's the components of my sleep system, and I'm not going to go over the questions I've been asked in the past. I'm just going to show you something so that you can kind of understand my philosophy on this. All right. In this bag, we have, now I made, there's 2 components here. There's a Climate Static V insulated pad, and then this, okay, for a lot of you ultralight backpackers and bushcrafters that don't sleep in a tent and just lay under a tarp, you don't really want to lay your expensive pad on the ground, all right, your inflatable pad. So a lot of people will use like Tyvek. Well, I decided to take it in a different level, and what I made, this is not padded. Now I made a reflective insulated pad with padding in it, in the past, but I wanted to make something that would fold up a little bit less. And this thing is a lot tougher too. You can see this type of material here. Can you see that good? I don't think the sun may not be hitting it right. But anyway,
oh, it's hitting it all right.
This is a very, very, very heavy poly type material, and it's used for lining pallets. Okay. And now on that side, that's that to protect you can pretty much lay it over anything. You don't even have to clear the ground off. And then the other side, this is called non-perforated radiant barrier, and it's a reflective surface. So once you pick out your shelter location, you just lay this on the ground, and see there's trees under here, but you can't feel it through because this stuff is so tough. All right, so that's going to be your first step. Your second step, you're going to blow up your insulated pad. Okay. Now, the idea is, if you've got a giant sleeping bag, especially like the modular sleep system, you've got 2 layers of bags underneath you being crushed. Okay. That is not good being crushed. Okay. So what you want is you want an insulated pad under you, and then if any of your body heat escapes through, this reflective pad will reflect it back to you, and then the green will protect your pad from the ground. Now let's look at the sleeping bag. Instead of using the compression sack, I use this thing. Now here's the trick to this. Okay, this is a snug pack jungle bag. Now the idea behind this is, if you can get by with just this bag, fine and dandy. All right, you're not worried about a giant bag because insulation underneath you is going to be a waste. So what you want to do, because you've got an insulated pad under you, this is a get out gear. Can you see that? Or do I need
maybe
to get
probably get a little closer?
All right, this is a get out gear. Get out gear.
There we go.
Packable down blanket. Okay. Now the idea behind this is a down quilt. And what you want to do, you have your pad underneath you, your inflatable pad, reflective thing. So you're going to want this not surrounding you, but you're going to want to have this on top of you. See, when you get in there, when you crawl in there, you're going to have, you can either have 1 layer of down, or you can have 2 layers plus the bag on top of you, uncrushed. Okay, so that's my philosophy on that. Now, the other thing, my philosophy, is in this bag, let's take a look. I carry it in a bag like this. Open it up, take your day clothes off. All right. Once you got your day clothes off, you can put them in this bag. And you never, ever, ever, ever want to sleep in the clothes you've hiked in during the day, unless it's maybe summertime and it's like 100 degrees and it only gets into the 80s at night. Your sweat could actually cool you. But any time in the fall, spring, or winter, you want to change clothes. And what I do is I carry some sort of a balaclava to keep my head warm. Okay, preferably one with a full hood and goes down, covers your neck. I carry fresh dry socks, keep my feet dry. I carry polyester thermal underwear, not the old cotton kind. The cotton kind you can use in the summer if you want to, but this polyester stuff works good. This is an Under Armour Cold Gear shirt. It's a fantastic shirt. It's got some kind of a weird liner inside it. See that?
Yeah.
It's like raised. What does that say? Oh, Cold Gear Infrared. It's some sort of a...
Oh, it's on the actual...
Yeah, let's see it. I don't know if, can you see that? Is that coming in?
Yeah, you can see it.
Cold Gear Infrared. That is an excellent shirt right there, and I never wear that under my clothes for any reason. I only wear that as part of my sleep gear. Now, the other thing, you want to support your head for sleep, carry a boot bag. All right, because when you're sleeping, this is a muck boot bag. Now what you want to do is take your boots off and put your boots in the bag and then cover it up, okay? Now, once that's laying there, that's gonna give you about 4 or 5 inches of loft for your head. Take your day clothes, put your day clothes in the other bag and lay it on top of it, and that'll be your support for your head. There's your pillow, okay? All right, so that's a little bit, I hope that answers some of the questions. You know, basically, you want to reflect the heat back to you. You want an insulated pad. You don't want your loft compressing under you. You want it on top of you. You want clean, dry clothes. You need a couple of bags here that are lightweight. You want to put your boots in one and put your day clothes in the other. So, and then instead of using, if you're going to attach this to the outside of your pack, you're going to use one of these instead of a compression bag, because not all compression bags are waterproof. All right, does that sound good, Nick?
Sounds good.
All right, so let's wrap this thing up, because we got to move on and cook.
Oh yeah.
All right, so that's pretty much it. Everything you see. To me, it seems like a lot for a 35-liter pack, and it was very extremely comfortable. And with the addition of the kidney belt, that really helped big time. You wouldn't want to load down anything that doesn't have a kidney belt. And that's why that one is called a day ruck, because it's more for day hikes. You know, you don't want to load it down too heavy. But anyway, so that's it. That's the new Deep Woods Ruck. I think I'm gonna really like this pack. I think it's cool, and I love the camo. Hopefully one day I'm gonna get some shirts and some pants out of that same kind of camo.
Yeah.
But this is more of a summer type camo, I think. Not really woods. I mean, not really winter, because everything's dead and dry and brown. So
Yeah, I'm more a fan of the other camo over there. I feel like you could use that all year round.
yeah, I think that is year round.
This one's a bit bright for winter.
Yeah, it is.
One
This is
left.
more like a good summer camo. But anyway, Nick is a minimalist. He loves going ultralight. He doesn't mind. He never gets cold. I'm going to need more room, so that's why I'm going to be using this one. So, all right, I had fun. Hope you enjoyed seeing how much stuff fit in here, what all I carry for a typical, you know, trip, and what you should carry, what you shouldn't carry. The only thing I left out was the toilet paper. Completely forgot that.
That'll be fun later.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, especially after we eat. All those dried beans. Anything you want to add, Nick?
No, just what I said about the camo.
Okay.
You know?
It's a very comfortable pack. I love the camo. I think it's great. So.
Hey, that just gives you a reason to get more than one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Get one in a different camo pattern.
Get one for the summer, get one for the winter. There you go.
Yep, that's it. All right, well, hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Get out when you can. Enjoy the woods, and we shall see you in the next one.
See you later. There's a hole back there.
Don't fall into it.